Zo, beste vrienden, we gaan langzaam onze blik werpen op de wedstrijden, maar natuurlijk niet voordat we jullie willen vragen.
Welcome to the Ice Sport Centrum in Tilburg in the Netherlands. Round number 5 of the ISU Short Track World Tour. Just moments away from getting started. Of course, Friday, it is qualifying day. You see the schedule on your screen right now. It's a short morning session. We have some fewer teams entered for this event. So just the morning session, very brief, 500 preliminaries for men's and women's, and then the thousands, and then we'll be back later on in the afternoon for a quite a bit longer qualifying session that will have the relays and heats as well. And so I bid you hello. If it's not too late, Happy New Year 2025 now. My name is Gavin Day. Alongside me, Tyler Darrow once again, back after being apart for a little bit. How you feeling? How are we ready to go?
Oh, I'm excited to be back, Gavin. Missed being there at the Asian Stops, the World Tour, but we had Ricky and Catherine there, did a tremendous job. And now in Tilburg, we got a lot of energy today. So like you mentioned, we have fewer skaters in the event, but there will be no shortage of action at this World Tour stop in Tilburg.
Of course, the event going on right now is the same time as the Asian Winter Games, and so some of the teams have sent fewer skaters here. Others have sent a younger roster. The Chinese Lungs have sent a lot of their top skaters, the Liu brothers and such, to Harbin for that event. And so we get to see some of the younger faces on the World Tour. Of course, valuable experience for them. A lot of students filing in to it's a smaller facility, but it's going to be a lot of fun. There's sort of a lower ceiling. It's the home of the local pro hockey team, and so we are really looking forward to this one. Of course, memories of Rotterdam from last year still dancing in our heads, remembering that wonderful World Championships. And so first event just about to get underway in a few minutes. They're getting the students riled up, and here we go for round number 5 in the Netherlands. Of course, we are now less than a year away from the 2026 Winter Olympics down the road in Milan, and we are heading there next weekend for the final tour stop number 6. It's also the official Olympic test event, so testing a lot of the setup and the facilities that go hand in hand with hosting an Olympics. And so a couple countdowns, Tyler, this year, the first World Tour, and then, of course, a little bit longer, now less than 12 months away.
Yeah, 12 months away to Milan. It's going to be, you know, a great event next week for the skaters to go check out the venue, see what they're going to be dealing with for the Milan Cortina Olympics. They'll be wanting to see the facilities, get familiar with the area, check everything out, get used to the ice. It's going to be a great event. But like you said, a little bit of a smaller venue than Rotterdam here, but it's going to be a full house. It's going to be an intimate setting. We're going to be hearing the crowd roar for the skaters. It's going to be a lot of fun today.
Always the perk of having students on a day like today is that they bring a ton of energy and a ton of enthusiasm, and that rubs off on everybody down on the ice and up here as well. I'm just waiting for the skaters in the first heat of the women's 500-meter preliminary round are just about to step onto the ice. As I say, the door opens up, and there is a look at one of the young new entrants on the Chinese Lungs, Liu Wanyu.
What's great for these skaters is an opportunity to get some experience when you have that top team competing elsewhere. You know, you get some experience for your developing skaters, you know, looking to make a name for themselves. They want to make a statement this weekend too.
Look there, Julie Latai, the American veteran skater, missing the first half of the season with an injury, had surgery coming back. She's not quite up to speed just yet, but an event like this will get you up to speed in a hurry. The Japanese ninjas, we see Takahashi Hana, another one of their young skaters. They've sent a mix. There is some more experienced names that we've been calling so far this season included in the team here. The Kazakh Nomads, same kind of thing, where they've got a lot of their top skaters like the Denis Nikisha, Adil Galiakhmatov in Harbin. And the whistle to the line, running through that first heat. And we'll run through, of course, their women's 500. There are 5 heats here in the preliminary. First, second, and third from each race, and a maximum of 5 fastest 4th place skaters moving on. everybody safely through the corner. It's Latai, Lisa Eckstein, Hyojin Kim, Takahashi Hana, and Liu Wanyu, and it's Latai out to an early lead.
A lot of opportunity for skaters to move on through to the next round with the top 3 plus the maximum of 5 fastest fours. So you don't have to get too crazy when you're in a qualifying position. Lots of skaters will make it through to the next round.
Hyojin Kim of the Australian Racing Roos at the back. She made it to a 1500-meter semi-final in Beijing, one of her better results. And at the bell, it is Latai going wire to wire. It is Kim making a move up the inside into 4th, and it is Latai, Eckstein, Takahashi, and Kim just jumping up to get that 4th place spot. 45.59 is now the time on the clock to watch.
Yeah, nice clean race there. Again, like I said, when you're in those qualifying positions 1, 2, and 3, you're sitting in 2nd, you're not desperate to make a move, you're just protecting your position, ensuring that you're qualifying, moving on through the day. And again, this is no warm-up to start the day, so this is the first time the skaters are touching the ice in the morning, so they're just kind of getting their feet underneath them, getting the feel for the ice, and then getting right into the competition.
Good return for Latai, the 24-year-old originally from Boston. Really adding some punch to that U.S. roster with already the likes of Kristen Santos, Griswold, Corin Stoddard. And once she's up to full speed, that could combine to make a pretty powerful relay team.
Absolutely. When you got Corin Stoddard, you got Kristen Santos, Griswold on your team, you just got to keep your team in the race in those relays, and Julie Latai will add to that team, absolutely. And like you said, Gavin, not 100% just yet, but short track is such a sport where you need to be racing. It's really hard to imitate racing in practice, so I think it's just great for Julie Latai to be here, get some competition under her belt, leading into the next year up to Milan Cortina.
Second heat skaters out on the ice, 5 also in this one. Aurélie Levesque, the French Roosters, back out. They skipped the Asian swing. Holly Hoyland, the first British Royal on the ice. Phoebe Stenz has the honor of being the first Swiss Ibex skater in the World Tour era to don that new skin suit out on the ice. Hao Wei-ying of the Chinese Lungs, and Barbara Gakova of the Czech Ice Spiders. And look at Levesque.
Ready.
Dashing off the line, Stenz, an Olympic bronze medalist in women's ice hockey from the 2014 Games in Sochi. A lot of skaters on the Swiss program come from hockey with the background, but it's Levesque well out in front.
Got the Chinese Lung. Wei Ying closing the gap here. See if she's going to carry that speed on the outside, looking. I like that setup. Maybe she'll cut inside or carry it wide. Here we go.
And Levesque trying to hang on. Hao Wei-ying, nice move around the outside. And it looks like she will take the heat, and there is a collision. And it was Gakova going down initially, and it took out Stenz. So Stenz got off to a quick start, really just an innocent bystander in that one, as Gakova couldn't keep the skates down. And we'll see what happens now, as she was sitting in 4th. And then there is that potential decision of advancements if you're in a qualifying position and the victim of an unfortunate incident.
Yeah, Gakova sitting in 5th position, wanting to get to that 4th spot, trying to get that time qualification. So I like that she's really trying to make that pass. Goes a little bit off balance as she's cutting to the inside to make an inside pass into the entry there.
So Hao Wei-ying making a late move. Hoyland gets up for 3rd behind Levesque.
And there it is, our official result.
So there it is. Actually, so Stenz, they're just giving her the time as finishing in 4th place. And so if we are going based on time, that's odds on to be the 5th fastest 4th place time and the one that would get excluded. But of course, there is always the chance of advancements and what have you that really change everything.
Hao Wei-ying, Aurélie Levesque is on number 2, and Holly Hoyland is on number 3. They qualified for the heats.
Heat number 3, Barbara Samogi, Tinika Dendalk, Leah Mead, And Danae Blay, who picked up a first World Tour victory back in
Zo, beste vrienden, jongens en meisjes,
Beijing.
nogmaals, heel vrienden verzoeken om stil te zijn bij de start. Want
her senior victory for it at any level, the old World Cup as well.
We haven't seen Danae Blay race in the 500 this year, so this season rather. That's why we're seeing her not having a higher rank or higher in the starting position. So she's out in lane 4. So let's definitely watch for her. Obviously, having won 1,000-meter gold this season as well as a silver medal, she's going to be the favorite in this race.
Go to the start. Ready.
So now the remaining heats all have 4 skaters, and so if everyone just sort of gets to the finish line in one piece, they would be in a position to move on, because that Sten's time is obviously a bit longer as she had the collision again, and it is Blay out of position 4 all the way to the lead and just taking no chances.
Just a fantastic start from position 4 to get to the front. That's no easy task. So great start for Danae Blay, and then she's just pulling the lead here, getting the gap on everybody.
Samogi, Hungarian Falcons, missed them earlier this season in Beijing as well.
So certainly a change when you only have 4 skaters, and a possibility of all 4 skaters advancing changes the dynamic of the race, where all skaters have that opportunity. So you may see less passing and just going for pure speed and pure time to get through. So definitely an advantage to have only 4 skaters in your heat rather than 5.
And now there is also the awareness that, okay, if nobody falls, we can just get in top 4 in a normal race where there's no incidents.
That's right.
Just look back, there was Blay right out of position 4, and there was no looking back.
Nice and relaxed, great corner exit. Not taking any chances, just nice and controlled skating from Danae Blay.
I always like those camera angles where you get a look at the eyes and the intensity, seeing what they're staring at out of the corner, and focusing on confirmation of the results. Leah Meads, 45.160. Barring any advancements, will be enough to get into the heats, or the preliminaries, pardon me, the heats. And there is a roar. That is because for the first time this weekend we have a Dutch line on the ice. Zoe Deltrap. Our skaters in the heat, Song Jari. Hedvig Hilde of the Norwegian Vikings, and out of Sweden, Cora Johansson. And there is Deltrap getting the hero's welcome.
Always a rush when you're at home. You have that crowd behind you cheering you on. You want to race not only for yourself, but you want to race for your hometown and your home country. See Deltrap taking a deep breath there, getting her focus on.
Stilte bij de start. Na de eerste bocht mag je los.
Go to the start. Ready.
Also a big moment for Deltrap. She's about 40 kilometers from her hometown, Laga Zwalula, which is just a bit northwest of here. She has plenty of media obligations, I imagine, coming to skate in what is pretty close to home ice will be a bit of a star attraction. But on the front, it's Song of the Chinese Lungs.
Song's attacking this race. I like it. I think she's looking to secure a nice, strong time going into the heats of the 500 meter, which is going to better her lane position, which has a huge impact on the race.
The bell, it is Song, it's Deltrap, and then it is Hilda and Johansson, but it is Song. And you mentioned that time. She reached at the line too, because the 500 really, the time does matter in terms of that all-important placement on the start line in the next round.
Yeah, if you're position number 1 in the start line, your odds of winning are much increased because you have that advantage of being first the block. You have a bit shorter of a distance than having to go from the outside and come over the top of any competitor starting to the left of you.
Song, the 23-year-old, which was a member of the Chinese gold medal relay side at the World Cup Montreal stop last season. A lot of her individual accomplishments are in the relay, but that smile is going to be tough to wipe out, just looking around and appreciating where she is, Zoe Deltrap. And they announce her name again, a nice roar that she is moving on. Confirmation of the results. One more heat rather. There you have it. Kanai Rika, one of the skaters we do often see on World Tour for the Ninjas, opting to be here instead of the Asian Winter Games. Uliana Dubkova, the Ukrainian Wildcats, Petra Venkova of the Ice Spiders, and another big roar coming. There you go, Dita Van Oorschot. This is just the warm-up. The medal races, if there's a Dutch skater, is going to be a lot of fun here.
Go to the start. Ready.
And out of position 1, Kanai gets all the way into the lead. Van Oorschot jumps from 4th position up to 3rd. But it is Kanai off like a shot and putting gap between herself and the rest of the field.
Well, Oorschot's doing a tremendous job kind of picking her way through the field. She had that 4th lane starting position. She was 4th into the corner. Now she's working her way through, now closing that gap on Kanai. We'll see if she tries to carry it by for a pass when she catches up to her, but she's got some work cut out for her.
Kanai Rika holding off Dita Van Oorschot for now, but the big roar from the home crowd as she makes the well-timed move to take heat number 5.
Well, a great job from Oorschot there, keeping her speed going, not slowing herself down when she caught up on Kanai. She carried that right by, nice inside pass.
But everybody making it through unscathed, and so will all likely be moving on.
And when you're racing in front of your home crowd, you have that excitement. Sometimes it's a little bit of added nerves. You want to get that first race out of the way, get some confidence, kind of shake that weight off your shoulders. Okay, let's keep rolling.
And then getting the opportunity to make a pass in something of a minor pressure situation to say, okay, I've got this one. Getting that first pass out of the way.
Well, with these early rounds, it's great opportunities to work on those passes because as the rounds get harder, you're going to need to make those, and they're going to be tighter. But great work from Oorschot in that race.
So that wraps up the women's preliminaries. Confirmation, the big Qs. They qualified as out of position, and Dubrova with the little Q, she does make it through on time. So in the end, just the one 4th place that did not move on after the collision to Phoebe Stens of the Swiss Ibex. And we have all the qualifiers who will move into the heats.
Numbers 1 and 2 will qualify for the heat.
You saw Phoebe Stens on the qualifier list there. We'll see, but hopefully she has the opportunity to go through because she had skated a great race. She actually had a tremendous start. I was really impressed by how quickly she got off the line.
And already into the men's 500. Let's get that. Anyway, so Łukasz Kuczynski of the Polish Hussars, Sean McAnuff of the Irish Wolfhounds, Tobias Wolf of Austria, Ren Ziwei of the Lungs, and Raphael Moret of the Ibex.
Right.
And it is Kuczynski, vastly experienced skater, ranked 17th in the world, kind of far and away the top-ranked skater out of this quintet.
Kuczynski's getting a great speed trap. You can see how he's maximizing the exit of the corner, really carrying that speed. We'll see if he looks to defend now as they get to the final laps of this race. Sean McAnuff just right in, tucking behind him here.
And at the bell, Ren goes through, and can he make it stick? Barely.
Oh, he held on to that on that exit.
I think even before he was holding his hands up and going, okay, here I go. It is going to be reviewed. McAnuff and Wolf did get there for a photo for third place. And so just to go through in the men's 500, there you have a whole lot more heats. 9 heats, first and second from each race, and up to 2 of the fastest third place skaters qualify for these. There he is making the pass, going, putting the hands up.
Yeah, that was tight. He slipped in there. He had a bit of a gap. A little bit of a sign, though, when you're going by and the refs see you putting your hands out to try to make space.
And there was a lean coming out of the corner. They are looking at a possible arm block on Ren. There is the third place photo finish. 5/1000ths of a second. Sean McAnuff hanging on.
It's so tough when you're being passed like that and it's really tight and you're kind of running up each other on the exit of the corner. You lose a lot of speed, and that's what happened to Sean McAnuff there. That tight exit, couldn't get any crossovers out, and then all of a sudden you go from holding second to battling for that fourth at the finish. He had a great shoot at the line now to hold that third place, and we'll see. We'll wait for the official.
It is. It's cleared. So Kuczynski and Ren going through automatically, and it's McAnuff with a 42.264. As we said, only possibly 2 out of 9 third place skaters moving on.
And again, with 9 heats, there's a lot of opportunity for advancements there, so you can't bank too heavily on that third place time, as we know.
Let's look at some Polish fans there for that man, DNA Cellier. A man who is a very accomplished sprinter, but has not really been able to put it together thus far. It's been Michał Niewinski really sort of flying the flag for the Hussars, but he is a very talented skater and by far the seeded skater in this field. There's Tatachi of the Turkish Anatolian Pars, Fredrik Pettersson of the Vikings, Koike Katsunori, and Zhang Yuchen.
Right.
That's a great start off the line. Cellier, a dash to the line. They were squeezed behind him, but it's Cellier really showing his class here early.
Cellier looking nice and smooth and in control of this race out in front.
Katsunori, 24-year-old, in second place.
Let's watch for Zhang. He's going to try to go the inside. Nope, no time.
Cellier goes wire to wire, stays out of trouble. It's a photo for second. Zhang tried to get up. I think that's going to be close between him and Koike, and that's, of course, is for automatic advancement.
Thought Koike might have had it at the line, so we'll wait for the official. Great setup by Koike here on the outside, cutting to the inside, making that inside pass so smooth. Great setup.
Look at it right there.
That's a clean inside pass. He got the pass completed quite early on the exit of the corner, so he had the opportunity to really set up the next turn. If you don't have that time to set up the next corner entry and you dive in tight, well, you're probably going to be losing a bit of speed on the entry, and then you're forced to carry wide, and that's usually when we see those pass backs happening if you don't get a good, strong entry on your next corner after completing a pass.
And it looks like, they haven't finalized the results just yet, but I don't think there will be
Want we zijn natuurlijk maar speciale regels met shorten. Niet alleen blijft het stil meteen naar het startschot, maar elke race verplaatst de baan een stukje. Je kunt er 6 banen neerleggen. Die zwarte blokken waar de rijders omheen moeten rijden, die schuiven elke race een klein beetje op.
There we go. Now it is confirmed. So it's Koike Katsunori gets the second, and 41.756 is the time to watch for Zhang Yuchen. That is faster than the opening heat's third place time. So that one is now in the driving seat if we are taking just two of those times. Heat number 3, Kyle Ross-Waddell of the Royals, Yaroslav Morozov of the Ukrainian Wildcats, Wara Nuachon of the Ice Bears, Sean Shui of the USA Eagles, and Dennis Ors. First look at him this season for the Turkish Anatolian Flyers.
België in de baan, samen met USA en Turkije.
Go to the start. Right.
Of course, this is something that I'm sure will come up again, but a number of countries have sort of a second round of trials, and so there might be a few new faces on rosters that we weren't used to in the first bit of the season.
That's right, Gavin. Usually, Ross-Waddell going down in that corner, just losing an edge. We've heard that in some cases there's some dirty spots on the ice where skaters may strip an edge, so he just kind of went down on his own accord. Could be the result of a strip blade.
It is Sean Shui of the USA Eagles well out in front.
Sean Shui, young junior skater for the American Eagles here, getting some valuable experience on the senior level. We'll be seeing him at the Junior World Championships as well.
18 years of age, thumbs up from him.
He's still got another year of junior after this too.
So imagine this experience, taking that back down to show the other junior skaters how they do it in the pros. And Nuachon was up for third, 42.67. That will not be fast enough. So Sean McAnuff's time is hanging on for the moment.
I think the 41.75 of Yuchen Zhang, the Chinese lungs, is going to be a pretty solid time. Could hold up as we go through, but we still have, was it 5 or 6 more races to go here.
Next race, which is race number 10 on your schedule.
But you were mentioning, Gavin, after the first 4 World Tour stopped, and you lead into January, a lot of countries have the second set of trials. So they re-qualify their team to see, hey, over the first portion of the year, are other skaters in better condition or better racing form, or might have been injured and come back and get their shot to make the team to get onto the World Tour. So then we see some new faces.
Heat number 4 coming out. New face, speaking of one we haven't really seen, Yoshinaga Kazuki. The Japanese Ninjas, Daniel Bergin. The Wildcats, Ivan Martinic. The Croatian Dalmatian skin suit making its debut. One I've been eagerly anticipating, and yes, the checkerboard pattern from the Croatian flag is indeed on one of the arms. You'll get a look at it in just a moment. That is Wolfgang of Austria and Valery Klimenko. Another first look at him for the Kazakh Nomads.
Go to the start. Right.
And it is out of position 1. Yoshinaga. And it is Martinic trying to chase him down. Real battle for third. Nice move by Klimenko to get up into third. He is not a skater we've seen at the World Tour level, but he, there is a crash. It's Wolfgang going down, and Klimenko makes the move on the inside on Martinic, and with room to spare, makes it stick.
Great job from Klimenko here. So awesome to see skaters racing their first World Tour events, having such confidence, making such great passes. It's an opportunity for them to make a name for themselves and say, hey, look, coach, I belong to be here.
And of course, the 500 is very much the domain of Denis Nikisha, but Klimenko doing very, very well to show the brass in this program that he's able to keep it going well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to, depending how you shape your mindset coming into these World Tour races. If it's your first time on the tour, going up against these skaters, you really have nothing to lose. You want to make a name for yourself, make a statement, show what you got. Flamenco doing that right there.
And getting it for second, but Yoshinaga leading wire to wire.
Is there with us. Kazuki Yoshinaga.
So again, there we saw Wolfgang going down on his own, perhaps losing edge, just losing his footing.
Now we have heard that this is normally essentially a hockey arena, and we've heard associate the dirty ice. What might that mean?
Sometimes what happens is that there's just, you get whatever particles or sand or something stuck into the ice. Often what can happen is, depending on what the Zamboni's driving over, if it's got on the wheels, it comes out on the ice, and as they're flooding, it gets kind of embedded in the ice. And if you just kind of have the unfortunate luck of hitting some debris, it can strip your edge. And if you don't have that edge, it's just so hard to hold the corner. And especially in a 500, when you're going top speed, you're leaning so aggressively, you need to trust your blades underneath you. And you can't really hold back in a 500 either. So if you have a strip and you're trying to kind of nurse that blade or back off on it, you're going to find yourself falling behind. So you kind of have to go for it.
It is Nico Andermann of Austria. He'll be out of position 1. Lucas Wareham, the Australian Racing Ruse. In position 2 is Zdenek Sepal of the Ice Spiders. Linus August Risnes, the Norwegian Vikings, and Aibek Temir Khan, another one of the new nomads.
Position 4, take your dot.
Temir Khan will be looking to repeat what his
Go
teammate Flamenco just did. That tough position, lane number 5 on the start.
Right.
And he tried to get out of position 5 all the way up to 3rd, but it is Andermann, the man from Vienna, taking the lead. Wareham, an Australian racing roo who does his training in Salt Lake City, in 2nd. Yeah, new batch of Kazakh nomad sprinters acquitting themselves quite well. Temir Khan up into 3rd, and he's sniffing around, making a move to 2nd.
Yeah, I'd like to see him set up that pass a little better. He was taking a look on the inside, but he didn't really try to set it up. There we go, another slip into the turn.
And Wareham goes down. And now Temir Khan, is he going to make a move for the lead, or is he just going to consolidate, go for top 2? And it is Andermann wire to wire.
Temir Khan was looking for it there, was considering it, but you're 1 and 2 there. Just take that advancement.
Sepal goes with about a 42.42 approximately, and that still would mean that Sean McAnuff has one of the faster 3rd place times. You feel for Wareham though. There is going to be a look at that, I believe, and just out from under him. Might have gotten a puck under there too.
Yeah, I don't know if it was quite a puck, because usually if it's a puck, we'll see that puck move. Potentially a booting out. What you happens on your left foot is you're leaning over so heavily. You have to offset your blade so you don't boot out. But even still, sometimes when you're leaning over, that boot touches the ice, it just lifts your blade off. You lose contact, and you're gone.
Drama-free race though for that man. Nico Andermann will be moving on. Down to our final 4 heats. Another one with 5 skaters as we just take a look at the results. Andermann and Temir Khan moving through. Heat number 6 has Niall Tracy, who does have a World Tour medal from Beijing, just not in the 500, but it's nice to see different countries getting up to climb onto the podium. There's also Rostislava Leontenko, the Wildcats, Tariq Omaragic of Bosnia-Herzegovina, Sui Shin, name from Hong Kong, China, who we have not seen just yet, and another one of the new nomads, Damir Kurmanov, going out of position 5.
So a lot of times in these 500s, when you have those 5 skaters in a tight pack and it's such a quick race, and they're so close together, it's really difficult to make passes. So if you find yourself back in position 3 or 4 and you're trying to move up to a qualifying position of 1 or 2, and it's so tight together, you're really often looking for an opportunity. What we call that as an opportunistic pass. So you're kind of watching the race play out in front of you, seeing if position 3's making a move, and if you see that setup happening, position 3 looking to move up, you're looking to capitalize if there's any contacts being made to get by.
Go to the start. All right.
There is a false start, and
I think that was Jin Su from Hong Kong there, lane number 4.
And so the Hong Kong Ice Chillins, likes of Lu Zhanshuo. Let's take a look. He did move. Could he argue that maybe there was some fan noise? But I don't think
Position 4, foul start, penalty.
it's going to be enough. And there it is. And it is Sui Shin of the Hong Kong Ice Chillins who head off. And so it is down to 4 skaters now.
That's a difficult way to kick off your world tour with a false start disqualification.
There's Shinky Connect, middle of your screen.
Go to the start. Right.
And into the corner, everybody does get through. Omeragic was hoping for it to get blown back, and in the end it does. But they did not all safely get through the first time around that corner.
I was too busy watching Niall Tracy there. He had a great clean start. It looked like he was just going to run away with it, but obviously we had a contact in the back of the pack there. Omeragic putting his arms up, looking at the starter, saying, hey, what's going on? It wasn't a clean start, and they called it back. Let's get another look here. Oh, got us off a little early.
So when it happened, he waved extravagantly, so they did see it, say, hey, hey, it happened to me, let's bring it back. And they do get that granted, so they will try it all again.
So for the race to be recalled, it's typically due to a contact. You often would see it's a fall, but there can just be a contact that disrupts the start.
Right.
And Tracy, once again, his bronze medal came in the 1,000 meters in Beijing. And it's Leontenko and Omeragic, 2 and 3. Daniel Kurmanov of the Nomads makes the move up into 3rd. Eyeing 2nd as well. Omeragic chance to battle back.
Niall Tracy just controlling this race from the front. He knows he's the strongest in the field. He can kind of hold this gap, stay relaxed out in the lead. There we go, another inside pass from Kurmanov.
And he's going to try to close it down a little bit. I don't think he'll have the room to do it. Niall Tracy smoothly over a drama-free skate for him. Kurmanov gets up for 2nd. And Leontenko into 3rd, a 42.88, and so that's another one. Still not quite as fast as heat number 1, and so wherever Sean McAnuff of the Irish Wolfhounds is, he's getting closer. 3 heats, though, still to go.
So the Kazakhstan Nomads showing that they have some depth in their program. Just awesome to see, because historically they haven't been known as a strong short track country. And on the World Tour here, they've been making a lot of headway. We saw their women's relay team have some success recently, hitting a podium. Just awesome for their program to see that they have, you know, some skaters that are kind of waiting in the fold to make their World Tour, making their World Tour debuts now.
Confirmation, Tracy Kurmanov moving on. Leontenko's time not fast enough to move on. Down to our final 3 heats from the Ice Sport Centrum in Tilburg in the Netherlands. This one has Brendan Corey of the Australian Racing Route. There's Lu Zhanshuo of the Hong Kong Ice Chillins, Mark Chismadia of the Hungarian Falcons, Peter Murphy of Luxembourg, and Tinius Ramble Alme of the Norwegian Vikings. If I'm not mistaken, he's another one making his World Tour debut.
Go to the start. Right.
Great start from Brendan Corey there, really battling to hold his first lane position. Nice control down the first straightaway, building his speed on the exit here, setting a little bit of a gap. Lu Jianshuo, though, he's quick, so watch for him to close that down.
Lu never one shy to make a move. Now he is shutting that gap right down. Chismadia hanging on for third. But it is still Corey, the World Championship medalist in the 1500 from last year.
Rambo Alme losing a bit of an edge in the back of the pack, so dropping away from the field. There we go. Another
That's
one.
a high-speed crash, Chismadia. And it is Corey and Lu going 1 and 2. And the third place time going in the end to Peter Murphy of Luxembourg, a 43.18. That will still not be fast enough to match Sean McAnuff's time. And Rumble Alma, who is still just 18 years old. He turns 19 in March. So inexperienced for the memory banks anyway.
With 7 heats down, I think we haven't been keeping an official tally here, but I think we've seen 3 or 4 skaters now kind of going down on their own. So kind of interesting to note how, you know, if skaters are watching and they're feeling that maybe the ice isn't quite holding the way they like, if they're going to skate a little bit more reserved, a little bit more controlled to ensure that they're staying on their feet.
And heat number 8 of 9. The last heat with 5 skaters. Next one has just 4. Corey comfortably through to the next round. There you have the results. Lu Jianshuo, always an animator. That man from Hong Kong, China.
Well, I like the way he skated that race. He knew he was comfortable in second there, not taking any chances. I think in the past we've sometimes seen him make some moves that maybe weren't necessary there, showing some restraint and some patience.
Heat number 8, Radek Faikus, Li Kun, Etienne Bastier, Lucas Henry Koo, born in the US but skating for Brazil, and Dietrich Veraklis of the Swiss Ibex.
Right.
Koo still in high school, out of Masterman High School in Philadelphia. He's going to be going to UPenn next fall, prestigious University of the Ivy League. And not a bad start for the man from Brazil, but it is Faikus out in front. Lee, another one of the Chinese lungs we're not used to seeing on World Tour this season, and he makes the move and makes it stick for the lead.
Nice tight move. Lee having a little bit of struggle on the exit, but Faikus can't take it back. Faikus slips on the exit.
Opens the door for Koo to get into second. Faikus, chance to battle back. I think he's just going to run out of ice, and it will be Li Kun going through in the fist pump from the youngster.
Great job by Henry Koo there, taking advantage of that slip by Faikus. That's that opportunistic passing that we were talking about earlier, just looking for that opportunity. Sometimes you don't have to make a big setup to make a pass, but if you have your awareness turned on and you're watching for any little slip up and you take advantage of it, he did so right there.
And Faikus goes for a 42.365, and so still from heat number 1, Sean McAnuff on the bubble right now, and there was the opening Tyler spoke about. Johnny on the spot, Lucas Koo moving in. One final heat. And to get the results confirmed. There you go. And still, heat number 1, Sean McAnuff, almost through. One final heat to wait through. It has Enzo Prost of the Belgian Ice Bears, Ben Jung of the German Wolves, Liam O'Brien, another of the Wolfhounds, and then Wesley Yates of the British Royals.
Always tough to be that skater in the time qualification position, kind of watching idly, holding your breath.
Talking about Catherine Reuter-Adamek, the analyst in Beijing, asked her style was. She said, if you're early, there's not a lot you can do. So I tried to get away as best I could.
Liam O'Brien and Wesley Yates.
Go to the start. Right.
Fourth and final heat preliminary heat underway. The heats will be as part of the afternoon program today. But it is Enzo Prost off and away. Jung right behind him.
Daar komt Enzo Proost vandaan. En hij wil natuurlijk door. Semi-thuiswedstrijd.
Jung maybe is sizing up a move to the inside, and he makes it stick nicely.
Hold the exit. Yes, he can. Nice, clean exit. Great pass by Ben Jung there.
Now he holds on to the lead at the bell. Yates has moved right up into third. He's looking at Prost. And then he will move up into second at the right time. And everybody stays on their skates. 42.81, I'm looking at the, or 42.67 potentially as the third fastest time. And I'm just still watching Sean McAnuff. I think that's enough for him to move through. It was Jung and Yates going 1 and 2 in the automatic qualifying spots, and it looks like 42.67 for Enzo Prost.
So here's a look at Ben Jung's pass up the inside. He gets in, tight entry, but he's able to hold that exit really well coming off the turn. And let's watch Wesley Yates here. Great patience, great wide entry, looking to set that up. Takes it on the inside. He sees that little bit of a gap there, makes some room for himself, and ducks into second. It's so hard to have that patience in the 500 because you know you got to get there and the laps are clicking away. You got to make a move. But if you can be patient, the speed's going to slow down a little bit by the end of the race. So if you can stay calm, and you know it's easier to pass when the pace is slower than it's quicker. So great job by Wesley Yates there.
So yeah, just the two qualifying, Jung and Yates. And that means qualification confirmed. Sean McAnuff from all the way back in heat number 1. His third fastest time hangs on. And see all the qualifiers here.
And that came down to that shoot at the line too.
Oh, right, but it was Wolf too.
I mean, 5,000ths of a second, was that the difference there for Sean McAnuff and Tobias Wolf? Wow.
There we go. All the qualifiers. It is our first break of the session, only break of this session, as they will resurface for the 1,000 meters. So we will grab a quick pause and then back with you shortly. You see them taking the advertising off. The ice resurfacing machines will be coming back up. So it's about 15 minutes. We'll see you in a bit.
Ja, en is Don Sarto er ook? Niet te bescheiden, niet te bescheiden. Waar is de Mortel? En is Jan Lichthart Rendierhof? En Pantarij? En het Wandelbos? Oh, je wachten. Oh, wat mooi dat jullie er zijn. Koningshaven, zijn jullie er ook? En de Elzen? Op de hardste tot nu toe. Doe nog een keer. De Elzen! Gaan we eroverheen met Jeanne d'Arc. Ja, mooi, hoor jullie. Koolhoven er ook. Oeh, dat is een wedstrijdje hoor. Dat is een wedstrijdje met de Elzen. Nog één keer. Koolhoven! En is het schrijven kunnen dan ook? Ja, wat fantastisch dat jullie er zijn. Allemaal basisscholen hier uit Brabant, hier uit Tilburg en omgeving. Ja, ook nog even benieuwd, is het Koning Willem II college er ook? Ja, natuurlijk. Koningen, koninginnen, welkom. Campus 013, waar zijn jullie? En yonder. Toppers, welkom. Oh, ze waren er als allereerste vandaag. Waar is Peko? En het Mill Hill College. En Beatrix. En de Jozef. En natuurlijk Roy Pannen. Dat is toch geweldig. DJ Frankie Tam, jij komt hier uit Brabant. Het is voor jou een thuiswedstrijd, broeder. Wat zal je blij zijn? Blij met een zachte G.
Ja, super zachte G kracht hier door het hele stadion heen. We gaan zo meteen leuke dingen met jullie doen natuurlijk allemaal. We gaan alleen zo meteen eerst eventjes kijken naar de grote mooie schermen, want daar hebben we wat hele mooie boodschappen. En daarna ben ik bij jullie terug. Ik zou zeggen, blijf lekker even zitten, want we hebben maar één baanverzorging hier in het programma. We gaan waanzinnige dingen doen zo meteen. En kijk eens, we hebben misschien ook nog hele mooie prijzen weg te geven. Dus dat wordt volgens mij hartstikke goed. Ik zou jullie willen vragen om even te kijken naar de grote schermen, dames en heren. Lieve kinderen, kijk even mee naar de grote schermen, want er zijn belangrijke boodschappen voor onze partners en sponsoren.
of de ultieme geïntegreerde SUV, de Outlander PHEV. En allemaal standaard 8 jaar garantie. Dat is makkelijk kiezen. Hier in Tilburg zijn we vaak in beweging. Omdat het leuk is. En ook omdat het plezier is. Van jong tot oud. Met elkaar en voor elkaar. Zo winnen we altijd. Dus doe ook mee, want samen fun, samen fun. Ga naar sporttilburg.nl om alle mogelijkheden van sport in Tilburg te ontdekken. De nieuwe Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV staat vanaf maart in de showroom. Standaard met 8 jaar garantie. Dat is nog makkelijker kiezen.
Is Gasman? Wel binnen, hè?
Go, stop. Ready? Wil jij kans maken in bij de Mansen? Bijbel is de grootste hoofdsponsor van Hemschaats in Nederland. 25 officiële gesigneerde 10.nl schaatswedstrijden. Snel op bijbel.nl/Mansen. Scan de QR-code en kans op jouw Mansen.
Wauw, 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 dames en heren. Wat ziet het er goed uit. Wat hebben we mooie dingen te doen. Wat hebben we mooie commercials gehad. Ik ben even heel benieuwd wat de gezelligste kant van vandaag is. Want Jan van der Meulen die heeft net allemaal scholen en middelbaar onderwijsinstellingen, moet ik dat dan netjes zeggen, hebben die omgeroepen. Maar ik ben heel benieuwd. Als het goed is kunnen mensen mij aan deze kant een beetje, als je mij kan zien, even zwaaien hiervoor. Lukt dat? Jullie zijn een beetje mijn kant. Kunnen jullie even lawaai maken in 3, 2, 1. Ik ben even heel benieuwd naar de overkant en aan de zijkant. Daar kunnen jullie even lawaai maken in 3, 2, 1. Wauw, wauw, wauw. Wat ziet er goed uit, ziet er goed uit. Let op, mag ik vragen jullie aan deze kant om de handen even vrij te maken, alsjeblieft. Maak de handen even vrij. Als er een klap in zit, is goed. Mag ik ze even zien, allebei? Allebei de handje in de lucht, lukt dat? Wil je even tegen die meneer zeggen dat hij van zijn telefoon... Ja, ja, hi. Ja, ja, top. Hartstikke goed. Top. Handen even vrij, dan gaan we samen even meeklappen. Komt-ie, let op. Rustig aan, rustig aan. Rustig aan. Handen even voor je uit, handen voor je uit. En zo meteen komt hij, en je snapt het wel, hè. Langzaam en sneller. Rustig aan, rustig aan, rustig aan. Oh, spannend, een beetje trillen met je handen. En dan komt hij, let op. Klap. Klap. Oké, mag ik je linkerhand even in de lucht? Rechterhand in de lucht en dan gaan we even klappen op de beat. De overkant hoeft nog niet mee te doen, hè? Je lucht nog niet mee te doen, maar het mag wel. Komt-ie! Er zit nog één mevrouw op de telefoon, maar dat moet heel belangrijk zijn. Hou vol, hè? Hou vol! Ho, ho! Wauw. Nou heb ik een vraag gegeven aan de mensen aan de korte zijde en aan de overkant. Denken jullie dat jullie dit beter kunnen of niet? Dan mogen jullie laten zien, mag ik allereerst wel een sportief applausje voor deze kant van jullie, lukt dat? Dat is wel mooi, hè? Dat is wel mooi, dat is wel mooi. Luister, mag ik jullie even vragen? 2 handen in de lucht te doen als het lukt. 2 handen boven je uit, ook aan de korte zijde. Ook die jongen op zijn telefoon. Ja, heel goed, even betrokken indrukken. Ja, kom op nou, 2 handen erbij. Let op. Volg mij, hè. Volg mij, volg mij, volg mij, volg mij. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. wel heel erg terecht dat we vanaf deze kant even een applausje voor de overkant geven en aan de zijkant, toch? Ja, dat is wel netjes. Ik denk dat ik nog een paar minuten heb, lieve vrienden. En volgens mij hebben jullie maar 1 baanverzorging en we willen jullie toch een beetje dat unieke shorttrack gevoel meegeven. Mag ik vragen aan de overkant, zijn er mensen die een telefoon toevallig bij zich hebben en een batterij bij zich hebben? Weet dat? Bij minder dan 90% scoren aan telefoontjes doen we hem niet. Want dan is het is echt het mooiste momentje van vandaag. Pak je telefoon er even bij, ik wil meer lampjes. De korte zijde, waar zijn de telefoons? De korte zijde, de korte zijde, de korte zijde. Of mogen jullie geen telefoon op school? Aan deze kant, hebben jullie telefoons? Jullie mogen geen telefoons. Wat een keurige school zijn jullie. Wat een keurige school. Let op, let op, let op. Hou je telefoon even aan. Als je geen telefoon hebt, doe je even 2 handen voor je uit. De telefoon naar beneden, maar wel aanlaten. De telefoon naar beneden, maar wel aanlaten. Dan beginnen we even aan de overkant. Je hoort zo meteen een tunetje, dan doe je in één keer een geluid omhoog, of lampje omhoog. Dus we oefenen dat even. 3, 2, 1 omhoog. En naar beneden. Ja, we beginnen aan die kant, dan gaan we naar deze kant. Dan weer die kant, dan naar die kant. Heb je geen telefoon, doe je het met je handen, let op. Overkant, we beginnen met jullie. Komt-ie? Omhoog. Deze kant. Die kant. Terug. En snel naar beneden weer. En weer terug. Rustig aan. Oh. Rustig aan, hou vol. Ga door, ga door. Hou vol. Hij gaat sneller. Opletten. Opletten. Dan gaat hij zo meteen nog sneller. Let op. Opletten. 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 Oh jee. Oh shit. Hij slaat op tilt. Hij slaat op tilt. Maar niet uit. Alle telefoontjes naar beneden. Alle telefoontjes naar beneden. Dan gaan we langzaam omhoog. Langzaam omhoog. Let op, let op, let op. 1. 2. 3. 4. Omhoog met die lampjes. Omhoog met die lampjes. Omhoog met die lampjes. Omhoog met die lampjes. Tilburg, Spanje, muziek, komt-ie. Mooi. Ja. Jullie hebben ons mooi bijgelicht, maar we hebben ook nog professioneel licht bij ons. Mag ik een heel groot applaus van heel Tilburg voor jullie zelf in 3, 2, 1. Het was even donker, maar nu gaat het weer. Jan, hoe is het met jou?
Ja, John, ik heb genoten. Ik heb genoten weer. Wat fantastisch dat jullie er zijn. Mooie inspanning ook van Tilburg. Dat jullie er ook hier met z'n 1500 zijn. Ik ben toch even benieuwd, Rutger. Nog één keer vragen wat voor geluid het maakt als ze alle 1500 tegelijk willen doen.
Allemaal tegelijkertijd met 1500. Dan zeggen die alle brannetjes en brakjes, mannetjes en vrouwtjes. Kunnen jullie even lawaai maken? Een beetje op 3, 2, 1. Dat is... We zijn al heel hier. Ik denk, kijk daar. Leuke mensen.
Let's go back to racing. We go on with the women's 1000-meter preliminaries. We have the races 15 until 19. And the first, second and third place skater from each race, and up to a maximum of 5 fastest fourth place skaters will qualify for the heats.
Back to it here in Tilburg, the women's 1000-meter preliminaries. 5 heats and all going to plan. There'll be a lot of qualifiers. First, second, and third from each race, and up to 5 maximum fourth place skaters. So just about every fourth place skater would move on, barring any advancements. And even the last 2 pairs only have 4 skaters. So it's really just to prune off a couple of skaters for the heats.
It'll be interesting to see how this tactic race out, what the race strategy is for some of these skaters. Because if you're a 3rd or a 4th ranked skater in this field, you don't want to take that chance of losing that advancement. So you want to make sure you kind of push the pace a little bit early to get that time going a little bit quicker, so that if you fall out of that top 3 position, that you still have a good qualifying time in 4th place. And then as the races roll on and we see what the times are coming in as, that might change the subsequent heats as to how quickly they race or don't race the race, if there are any advancements pending. So we'll see how this plays out. I would typically think it's going to be a little bit slower. The stronger skaters aren't going to want to take the pull, and then they'll wait for a finishing move. However, those mid-tier skaters are going to want to push the pace a little bit.
And the seeded skater in this heat is Natalia Malashevska, who is a pretty strong sprinter as well, the 29-year-old from Białystok.
Ready.
And we also see Holly Hoyland for the second time today. We have Miroslava Selyakova, Zhang Yan, one of the new Chinese lungs, and she's on the front right now. And then Aurélie Levesque, the woman from Grenoble, up here for the second time this morning.
So we're not going out too quickly here, so it doesn't look like we're too concerned about time yet. Skaters staying relaxed early. I'd like to see some skaters take advantage of that slower speed right now to get their position up towards the front. That way when the pace picks up, they're in a good position. And we see that happening now on the outside. Levesque looking to get to the lead. Caught on the outside, going to tuck in a second here. Great spot to be.
It is Levesque, who is a member of that now famous mixed relay French team that picked up the European Championships just recently in a wild race in that final.
Got some battling for the fourth position right now with Holly Hoyland holding that spot.
Selyakova, the elastic is really stretched and it's just about to snap. It looks like we have our top four. Malashevska making the move up to second. 29-year-old, easily spotted in that pink helmet and at the bell. It is still Zhang Yan, and it looks like everybody's kind of consolidating their positions. 1, 2, and 3. Those are all the automatic qualifiers. Hoyland making it through in fourth. Barring any advancements, she would also be moving on.
Nice clean race. You still see in these early rounds there's a bit of a gap in ability. Some of the skaters that are stronger, it's a much easier round for them, but it's a great opportunity and great racing for some of these other skaters to get a couple of races under their belt on the World Tour. And that's a great feature of the repechage that maybe we haven't talked about is, you don't want to travel around the world and only get one race. So the repechage is a great opportunity for some of those skaters that aren't qualifying through to get more race opportunities, make that World Tour stop more worth it for them.
And this camera angle usually means the results are about to come up, and there you have it. Zhang, Malashevska, Levesque, 1, 2, and 3. Hoyland on the clock. Literally. Second heat has another one of the French roosters, Chloé Olivier, who was recently skating at the World University Games in Torino, in Turin. There's also Annabelle Green, Canadian-born British Royal, Leah Mead, the Canadian-born New Zealand Ice Kia, Kurokawa Ki, and Song Jiaori.
So we may say that a few times throughout the weekend. There's a few Canadian-born skaters racing for other countries at this point. The Ice Maples team has so much depth that it's so difficult to crack that team, that if you have, citizenship or family that you can use elsewhere, that's a great opportunity for yourself to get onto the World Tour.
Chloé Olivier there. 20 year, actually she just celebrated the other day turning 21. She's another one born in Canada. So positions 1 through 3 are Canadian born. And then of course off the ice as well, a lot of coaches going around the world.
4. Go to the start. Ready.
Kind of tempo these skaters get off to. Song has one goal in mind: get to the front.
It's a great place to be in these rounds. You want to be in the front, you want to be in the clear, you have that opportunity to react. You do have to do a little bit more work. Of course, you're breaking the air in front of the skaters behind you, giving them that draft. However, it's the strongest position to be in.
This one not setting any land speed records, it seems, but this one might be one that we'll see some movement as skaters have to get out of 5th place. Kurokawa up to the lead. Leah Mead actually shared a flight with her, or check-in at the airport recently. A small New Zealand Ice Kias program. Her mom is her travel agent booking the flights.
I like the way that Leah Mead's taking this race. She's getting to the front, she's controlling the pace, she's slowly progressing the speed a little bit quicker, making it more challenging for the skaters behind her to make it past. And again, helping her be in those top 3 qualifying positions.
Is Mead on the front. The door opens up a little bit. Kurokawa and Song. Song's trying to finish the pass and go to the lead, and she does just that. Now Chloe Olivier eyeing 3rd place.
Leah Mead's going to want to try to respond, but now she's trying to defend her 4th position. She loses that.
And it is Song Jiaori taking it over the line first. Kurokawa Ki. And the ninjas in 2nd, and Olivier gets up for 3rd place in the automatic qualifying positions. I don't think anything's getting reviewed. If you are still relatively new to this, we keep an eye out. If there is something getting reviewed, there'll be a little dot that's yellow that appears in the corner of your screen. That means an incident is under review, and sometimes they happen now that that yellow dot can go green, and that means it's been reviewed, it's cleared, we carry on. And then yes, so sometimes there are several yellow dots, particularly in big races where anything can happen.
Well, Leah Mead didn't get the finish I think she was hoping for, but I really like the way that she gave herself a chance. She gave herself an opportunity to get through. So you got to position yourself in a spot to advance, and she did just that, but other skaters kind of overpowering by the end of the race.
Just speaking with her, she's having to spent some time at the ISU Center for Excellence in T-Off, and it's actually trying to, there were visa issues, so she's hoping to spend a bit more time there. But anyway, looking at the top, it's Song, it's Kurokawa, and Olivier, 1, 2, and 3.
So both qualification times in that 1:36 range. We'll see now if the other races have watched those times go by and they're thinking, okay, that's a very manageable time that we could skate. So we'll see if anyone's going to push the pace a little bit more from the start of this race.
And this is the last one with 5 skaters too, before they could all just say, okay, we might all be moving on. Let's not do anything too silly. It's Svetlana Repetska, Katarina Budic, Hedvig Hilda, Thea Johansson, and Barbara Gakova.
Go to the start. Ready.
Of course, all these skaters would have likely been up at the World Championships in Dresden. And in between that long gap, the holiday break on the World Tour, good to get that feeling of a high elite race. I know the Canadians had a Canada Cup, they had their 2nd trials, as did the Americans. And yeah, it's a matter of getting in race fit, getting that mentality of knowing how to race. And it's that gap in the year, that lull in the year, Tyler, where I guess teams are trying to figure out how to stay fresh.
Yeah, well, in other teams, we have the European Championships happening over that time, so they have some race opportunities for them as well. Keep them in racing condition, keep that race mindset alive. As we move into the final, few months of the World Tour with the World Championships coming up, and this is when skaters are really trying to peak this time of year as they move towards the World Championships.
Now this one really picking up. It's Thea Johansson of Sweden on the front, and of Barbara Gakova of the Ice Spiders. Budic, and in that new Croatian Dalmatians kit making its debut this weekend.
2.5 laps to go. Johansson holding this lead.
And the only Swedish skaters we've really seen internationally. It's always nice to see the broadening of this sport, but it is Barbara Gakova, the only skater who does not have a world ranking in this distance, off and away at the front, and a nice debut for the Ice Spider. Johansson hanging on for 2nd. It's a real race for 3rd. Buric took a spill. Repetska was lunging.
Yeah, tight finish there. Johansson losing a bit of footing on the exit. Other skaters kind of bunching up, but that creating an opportunity to look for a lunge at the line.
I still think that fourth place will be enough. This one, I feel like it was the faster of the one. They were flying there earlier.
I wasn't keeping an eye on the time. It was definitely quicker towards the middle and the end, but they started off quite slowly.
They did start quite slowly, and I'm looking, and it was 1:47, so it wasn't even close.
I was thinking, I don't know, a little pedestrian in those first 2 laps. But again, that's a little bit of that strategy of, conserving your energy, waiting for a quicker finish. Johansson, with that slower start, was able to jump out ahead, push that speed towards that end portion of the race. So definitely finishing faster, but a little bit quicker and slower in the beginning.
Bulic just enjoyed the ride into the boards. She did do enough to get fourth, and so these last 2 heats with 4 skaters all would be aligned to have all the fourth place skaters moving on, but you never know.
Yeah, they're certainly not talking in the heat box of a group strategy here, but you kind of know in the back of your mind that there's just 4 of us and we can all get through this. We don't have to get too risky out with our passes, but if we keep the pace going, then we're going to all just be fine.
And it is Louisiana Stahl, the USA Eagles, Liu Wanyu of the Chinese Lungs, Yelizaveta Sidorko of the Wildcats, and Sara Luka Baksky of the Hungarian Falcons.
Yelizaveta Sidorko and Baksky, Sara Luka.
Go to the start. Ready.
Off to the front goes Liu Wanyu. And it's Sidorko, who is from Sumy in Ukraine, but trains in Białystok, where, of course, that Ukrainian program is based due to the situation in Ukraine.
Sidorko with her trademark pink helmet and bow.
The bow makes it just very easy to spot, but yeah, it is very much her own trademark. Louisiana Stahl, one of the younger USA Eagles, but who's been banking a lot of World Tour experience this year.
Stahl's looking really relaxed in 3rd position here. We'll see. Pay attention to her. Watch to make a move.
And those Baksky is that Falcons, the Hungarian program, still kind of rebuilding from their great highs when the Liu brothers were skating for them, but Petra Yashapati put in a great European Championships, a sign that this Hungarian program is making strides back to where it has been. She gets up into 2nd, and Stahl makes the move up into 3rd. And Baksky for the lead.
Nice jump on the outside. Liu Wanyu was doing a great job of progressing the speed here with Baksky jumping up to the front.
And Sara Luka Baksky takes it for the Hungarian Falcons. Love that helmet. There's a sloth on the front of her helmet. Didn't look like one out on the ice there.
Not typically the spirit animal you'd associate a speed skater with, but
Liu Wanyu, but maybe if ever there was a, they're big in Central America, if ever there was a Costa Rican team entered, there's the team identity right there. Tongue firmly in cheek, they would be the sloths.
And that's it. There it is. Louisiana Stahl is on number 3, 2nd spot.
So Baksky, Liu, Stahl, and Sidorko, everybody through. It's been a calm day for the officials so far, nothing needing review, and I'm sure it will remain that way for the entire weekend.
No reviews, no disqualifications, smooth sailing out here.
There you have it. All 4 going through. Heat number 5 has Petra Vankova, Czech Ice Fighters, Tineke Dendulk of the Belgian Ice Bears, Hyojin Kim of the Racing Roos, and Phoebe Stens, hoping for a bit more luck than what she had in the 500 earlier this morning. Dendulk, who There's never really a mystery on selection for the Belgian Ice Bears mixed relay team, considering they usually have 2 women entered, Den Dalk and Hanne de Smet. So whenever we're drawing up, okay, who's skating for who, we kind of know who have been on the Belgian Ice Bears, at least their women entrants.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you have a larger team with so much depth, balancing the workload between skaters, picking and choosing who's doing which events and who's going to represent you in the mixed relay and the relay, and there's so many rounds in a day.
Ready.
And it is Den Dalk off the line first, and I'm wondering if in everyone's mind is, guys, maybe we'll keep it in first gear for a little bit. They know they're all through, but of course there is always, you want to get up to race fitness, and you don't get these opportunities all the time to get that kind of experience.
For some of our top skaters in these 1,000 meters, when they know they don't have to push the pace because they're strong enough to make the pass when they need to, they're looking to conserve energy throughout these early rounds. It's a long weekend, it's a lot of racing, so if you can manage your workload, balance your workload over the course of the weekend, you want to spend as little energy as possible to ensure you go through.
Of course, we see once the World Tour portion of the weekend gets underway, and there's very short turnover between some races, and that recovery is incredibly important. Stens goes back to the lead. To see the Swiss Ibex on the circuit for the first time this season. It is Vankova, 51st ranked skater in the world in the 1,000. And Jin Kim making her bid for the lead. It's a long way around. And there she's able to make it stick.
Stens want to keep pushing in the back, even though there's a bit of a gap opening up. She wants to think about that time, fight through that lactic acid. You don't see it, you don't feel it, rather, when you're watching, but they feel it.
And yeah, her body language is showing there's a good deal of pain in those legs. It's a photo finish for the lead, or for the win, rather. Vankova and Kim very close there. Den Dalk for third, and Stens hangs on for fourth, and odds on to move on.
I think that might be enough for Stens to move on, so great work from her, not giving up on that race, pushing through right to the end.
De kracht ook in bovenbenen zijn enorm. Melkzuur, het spuit eruit. Dat moet je ondertussen ook nog in je hoofd na blijven denken. Waar zit ik? Wie komt eraan? Welke lijn ga ik rijden? Dat maakt Sortek zo fascinerend.
So, and quickly we'll get us into the final event of this morning session. There you have it, Vankova, Hyojin Kim, Tineke Den Dalk, all with the big Qs, PD Stens with the little Q, and they will move on to the heats. And now we'll keep it in the 1,000, but it's the men back out on the ice, and so they have 9 heats. First and second from each race, and up to 2 of the fastest third place skaters qualifying for the heats. As you see the women's qualifiers in the 1,000, the first heat of men is already out on the ice, and so often when there are this many races, you say don't bet on one of those places for time, but Sean McAnuff proved us wrong in the 500, going all the way from heat number 1 in the 500 and making it through on time.
So a skater to watch in this first heat, Jose Hayashi. I always enjoy watching him. He is the lowest skater, I think, on the World Tour, and sometimes I'm wondering, do you need to be so low? But obviously he's comfortable in that position, so keep an eye on his knee angle. It's just incredible.
Hayashi ranked number 14th. There's also Peter Murphy, Daniel Bergen, Łukasz Kuczynski, and Seungmin Kwon, one of the USA Eagles, another one of their young talents.
Go to the start. Right.
And sometimes we see these names like Seungmin Kwon, they're entered and they do go on the World Tour, but they're alternates, and so we don't actually see them in races. So he's been there, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is his World Tour debut.
I believe so. I don't think we've seen him yet racing.
There you go, Hayashi. Look how low he gets, just as Tyler was pointing out.
Just unbelievable knee angles here from Hayashi. His left leg push, like he is below 90 degrees. Typically, when the race is a little bit slower, we'll see skaters skate higher to kind of preserve their legs, but he's obviously just comfortable in that low position.
Imagine doing squats for an extended period of time and now do it on ice as you're moving this fast, and you'll feel that burn.
Absolutely.
There's Hayashi and Kuczynski.
Hayashi just controlling this race from the lead, controlling the pace. He's not going slow. He's down to 9.3s already, so he's picking it up still, progressing the pace. He wants to go wire to wire, I think.
Kuczynski, who does not have a world ranking in the 1,000, but is a very good sprinter.
Well, we can see the skaters behind Hayashi really working to keep up. A little bit of a gap opening up there. That's going to make some room for passes. And we see.
Makes the move into third, eyeing second at the line. Who gets it? I think Kwon might have taken it.
That was a tight battle for the finish.
And Hayashi Kosei takes the win wire to wire. And it was close. Kuczynski, I'm not sure if he lost balance a little bit coming out of the turn, but he did not get the best of reaches at the line.
We can see Kuczynski fighting through those final laps. He definitely had some burn in the legs, and when you're trying to hold it in the last corner and defend a pass, it's really difficult. Kwon taking advantage of that, looking to shoot him at the line. Can't see from that angle.
It's close. Kuczynski might have just timed it even too late. That Kwon got the blade out earlier, so we will see if it is Kuczynski in the end. Wow, 4/1000ths of a second, the difference. Would love to see the photo. The confirmation, Kosei, Kuczynski, and Kwon now on the clock. And next heat, who is this number 2? Have we ever seen him in preliminaries before?
Well, Stephen Dubois didn't race the 1,000 meter. He didn't qualify on the Canadian team for the 1,000 meter in the first 4 stops of the World Tour. We just talked about the Team Canada having their Canada Cup qualifier. He is now qualified in the 1,000 meter. Will be skating all 3 events this weekend. And Stephen Dubois was in top form at that Canada Cup. He's really coming into shape this second half of the season. So he's going to be one to watch all weekend long.
Certainly keen to one to peak for World Championships, as he never has a World Championship gold medal. As Stephen Dubois, but here he is in the preliminaries in the 1,000 meters. Unusual territory for him, and the preliminaries are for the people who are outside the top 20 finishers, and so that is why he is here. Not pre-qualified, obviously, having not done this on World Cup.
Interested to see his strategy in this race. Is he going to sit back because he can pass so well, or is he going to want to stay clear and get the lead like Hayashi did?
He's got youth up against him. Lucas Koo back again. Now he takes the lead, and a quick check through the legs to say, hey, that's Stephen Dubois behind me. But of course, Koo has raced internationally this season. But there's Dubois, there's Koo, there's Benson Ogradi, there's Tinius Rembel Alma for the second time for the Vikings, and there's Lee Koon on the front now for the Chinese Lungs. Dubois saying, yeah, young man, you can go nicely behind me. There is an incident down.
Rembel Alma going down in that corner again on his own.
This one is pretty picked up, 9.4 lap times approximately. And Lee and Koo going shoulder to shoulder into the corner. And Ogradi says, thank you very much, I'll jump up into third.
Koo was looking for an inside pass earlier, but I think Stephen Dubois is picking that pace up, making it increasingly difficult. He's just going to take it from here.
And of course, we know once Stephen Dubois is at top speed, thank you and good night. Now it is Dubois now opening it up just a little bit. Ogradi making a push for second, gets it on the inside. Down goes Lee. Dubois the winner. Gradi in second, Koo in third. And I'm not sure.
I think Nagradi got by cleanly there. We'll see if they're going to review it, but it looked like he was by, and then Koo just on the exit of the corner, just kind of losing his footing, getting a little bit off balance on that entry.
Lee going down to the boards. Yeah, nothing's getting reviewed there. So it's Dubois and Nogradi with the automatic qualifications. Lucas Koo, 127.472, and that is faster than Seung-min Kwan's.
Yeah, Koo in there just booting out on the left foot on that last corner.
Directly into the next round.
Seems to be okay though. Yeah, the pass was done. He sort of set off, almost a little bit off balance, twisting around that corner.
Nagradi had his shoulders ahead there, so he was in the lead position entering that corner.
Third heat, 5 skaters as you see the confirmed results. And so now Lucas Koo has the faster of the third place times. Heat number 3 though, Watanabe Keita of the Ninjas, Frederick Pedersen of the Vikings, Tariq Omaragic, Enzo Prost, and Song Gui-Chu.
Enzo Prost, België, and Song Gui-Chu, China.
So Pedersen is one who's not been afraid to mix it up as this nascent ascending Norwegian Vikings program. Of course, a lot of speed skaters in Norway, they go into the long distances on long track. Never mind sprinting, never mind short track. They all like to go for long distance skates. So creating a short track program, and so we know what is possible from that country.
Go to the start. All right.
Watanabe is the top-seeded skater in this field, but ranked 33rd in the world. And there was a scratch. Tariq Omaragic did not make the start line.
Song working his way on the outside, tucks in behind Pedersen. With fewer qualification spots in these men's 1,000 meters, we're seeing a lot more action, a lot more passing happening, a lot more of a battle for those qualification positions.
Watanabe gets up into second. Prost right at the back, sizing up a move up the inside. There is a bump. It's going to be tight into the corner. They all come through. But Song gets it back into third, but Pedersen in front for the moment.
Well, Gavin, you talked about the endurance of the Norwegian skaters. I think Pedersen's putting that to the test right now. He wants to get in the front, push the pace, but Song jumping up the inside. Nice, clean pass.
Still some time to go. 3 to go, now up to 2 to go. Watanabe leading the way. And now, Pedersen, he put a lot of work in at the front. He's certainly feeling it now. It's Watanabe leading. Song in second. Prost trying to get one of those automatic qualifying spots. He's going to try to do it for the line, but he's not going to have the door open for him, though. So Watanabe and Song, 1 and 2.
Well, keep an eye on these qualifying times because all these races have been very close.
127.35 is unofficial for Prost, but we do see it changing. That would make it the new fastest third place time. But they do, the unofficial time is always tweaked a little bit based on the finish line camera.
Yeah, the finish line's camera is going to be always a little bit different. When they go to the photo finish, they're going to track that blade exactly when it crosses. And typically you see the times be adjusted slightly faster than the finishing times that we initially get on the board.
So, yeah, Prost, 127.342, making it the new fastest third place time. That bumps out Seung-min Kwan. And so now Lucas Koo is on the bubble with a lot of heat still to go. So 5 skaters here as well. Jean Bohal of the Lungs, Peter Yashapati of the Falcons, Ward Petre of the Ice Bears, Matthias Wolfgang of Austria, and Aybek Temirkan who impressed earlier today.
Next race coming up. It's our fourth quarterfinal men's 1,000 meter preliminary.
Go to the start. Right.
Zhang in the lead early on in this one. Talking about, so often we talk about the families in this sport. Well, there's Peter and Petra Yashapati.
Lots of sibling duos.
And it is Petre trying to go all the way around into the lead. The man ranked 88th in the world in the distance. For comparison, Zhang is the seeded skater, and he's at 42. So, of course, we'll probably talk about more the serpentine ranking formula to determine how these fields get drawn up.
Yeah, when you're creating the heats, you're going to go down the list. So if you have 10, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and work your way back up. So then in the first heat or heat 4, then we see quite a difference of ranking in skaters, 42nd to 63rd. That way you don't overstack. It's going to balance the races as much as possible.
And Zhang still leading. Yashapati watching. Here comes Temir Khan.
Temir Khan's really showing his ability to pass. Another nice inside move there.
And into the final lap, Zhang Bohao trying to lead the whole way. Temir Khan trying to get up on Yashapati, not going to do it. So it's Zhang and Yashapati 1 and 2.
Thought we might see a little more desperation at the finish and try to get into that second place position from Temir Khan, but maybe it was a little bit out of gas to make a push for it at the line.
So yeah, that result is quickly made official. So just the top two, the third place time 128.386, not enough for him to move on. So just the two qualifiers there. That means Lucas Koo hangs on just enough for now, but still, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more heats still to come.
So that time at a 1:27.3. So if you're thinking about, we got 9 laps, openers usually about 11.5. So skaters have to track about 9.5 second lap averages to get under that 1:27.3 time to qualify here, which is, that's not a slow pace. So you'll know right away from the start when they start pushing the pace. They want to be sub 10 for sure by lap 2 for track and lap times.
You hear the big cheer. That is for the great Shinky Connect of the Dutch Lions.
Well, the veteran and leader of the Dutch team, Shinky Connect, has been skating on the World Cup circuit since 2011 or 2010, I believe. He's the first short track Olympic medal for the Netherlands, 2014.
He'll be in position 2. Zdenek Sepal. He's out of position 1. Dietrich Varaklis of Switzerland of the Swiss Ibex. He's position 3. Rostislav Leontenko for the Wildcats. And newcomer Adam Hill Jr. For the British Royals.
Right.
The roar of the crowd as Shinky Connect takes the lead. He's a veteran out here. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't want to get caught back in the pack. He wants to stick near the front.
Adam Hill Jr. Interesting to see the British Royal out in front. He appears to be a pretty tall skater too. A lot of times we see skaters are quite a bit short, but he seems to have long legs. Not quite a Don Janu build, but just on the taller end of things.
So over the last few years, Shinky Connect's had to battle back from a few really tough injuries. And talking to his coaches, he's really starting to come back into form, get a really good mindset about racing and skating again. Awesome to see him on the circuit.
It is Sepal in second after that pretty tight move up onto Adam Hill. We're still sitting in third. The Reckless fading a bit in fourth.
En kijk hoe hoog hij die snelheid hier ligt.
8-9 laps are going sub-9s now.
And it is still Connect. Hearing the bell. It is Connect and Sepal. And then a very good skate from Adam Hill of the British Royals. Really competing with some guys who are well up the world rankings. But it is Connect. Making the home fans happy. Now, these kids are loud in here today.
Love the energy.
Yeah. Those results are quickly made official too. Nothing needing investigating. Connect and Sepal moving through, but for Hill, 128.203 is not enough to move on as the third fastest time, and so Lucas Koo hangs on for another one with 4 heats still to go. It's a very quick morning session. There's 4 more races still to go for these preliminary rounds as you see the confirmed results. After this, we do take a break for a couple hours anyway, and we'll be back for quarterfinals in the 1500 heats, in the 500 and the 1000s, and then we finish with relay time. Heat number 6, Mohamed Bozdag of the Anatolian Pars, Lu Jianshuo, Radek Saikus, Etienne Bastier of the French Roosters, and Damir Kurmanov, another one of the Kazakh nomads out to impress.
Race number 25 on your schedule.
Bozdag, part of this cadre of Anatolian Pars, all kind of coming up together and starting to throw down some results.
Well, we've talked about the depth of other countries building their teams. The Anatolian Pars are doing just that. That wasn't a team that you talked about often on the circuit. And now we're seeing several of them on the world tour, and they're in the mix.
Eastern Turkey, quite a winter hotbed of winter sports, and that's where things are really based in there. Lu Jianshuo on the front, quick check through the legs to see what's going on behind him, and right now, frankly, it's a lot. Bastier was a part of that French mixed relay European champion side just a few weekends ago. It was strange not seeing them in Beijing. They're a fixture, and so of course, teams plan out their seasons, and the Roosters were noticeable in their absence, and so it's nice to have them back here for the European swing as Lu goes all the way around to the front, never shy to make the big move.
Great move by Lu there. He's a little bit slow off the line. Bastier took advantage of that, getting the lead, but Lu taking it right back. Now we're seeing the pace being pushed.
And Lu is also still a skater at the junior level. Up, down goes Kurmanov, but it's Lu who had a 1,000-meter bronze in Bormio in November at a Junior World Cup. Bastier and Bozdag right now. And at the bell, Lu trying to take this one all the way around. I think he's got a good advantage right now. Bozdag trying to make the move for second. Bastier is focused on that.
Bozdag had it set up well. He set up well on the outside there of Bastier, looking to cut. Sorry, yeah, it was Bastier there in second. Yeah, to cut him on the inside, but Bastier held that inner lane position on the exit. Nowhere for Bozdag to go.
And they are investigating Bozdag for that earlier incident with Damir Kurmanov, a possible arm block at the corner. So that explains the little yellow dot in the bottom left corner of your screen. That's what's being reviewed. And as we've learned on World Tour now, if there is discipline handed out, that's when they make an announcement on the ice, or if there's a shared responsibility, something like that. There we are. That's the incident right there that's being investigated. Kurmanov was already kind of leaning that way, and it just sort of helped him over.
Yeah, I think Bozdag was just a little bit off balance. Didn't look intentional to my eye. We'll see what the officials' perspective is after review.
taking a moment, and we can't see where they're reviewing from our vantage point here, but what they do look at, they look at the monitor, they liaise with the sort of control room where they have all the angles, and then they, once a decision's made, they go over to the other computer and punch in the results. And so I always say that they're still at video board 1 or video board 2 when I'm trying to figure out where they are in their investigation.
Here's a glimpse of the video analysis room. They get a lot more angles than we do up here, so they can really review it, slow it down. Again, this is something that we've talked about, you know, that sometimes you see something, but it's not necessarily intentional of the skater's actions. But you're also trying to read between the lines on what's happening in that race.
And they're also looking for a possible lane change from outside to in on Bosdag as well. So there are a couple facets to what's being looked at right now. And of course, it does have bearing, because if Kurmanov was in one of those automatic qualifying positions and they rule that there was a foul, then he's being in a position to have advanced.
That's right, and then that will affect the time qualifications. It's Ko that's in the second time qualification right now, but we'll wait for the official. Just losing his footing, arm coming back there.
By the time both of them were out of the corner, they were already sort of in each other's business, so to speak. Still looking.
And we'll see, because there was a second contact with Bosdag on the straightaway there.
So yeah, they're rewinding to see how it looks around the corner too. It's fun to sort of see what they're looking at, and well, that's it right there. So, well, until they are the judges, you be the judge at home.
We see Danny LeMay there in the middle, working the video analysis in there. Typically we hear Danny LeMay commenting. He's been commenting for what must be over 2 decades now. I remember him commentating when I was skating, and that was, I don't want to say how long ago that was.
40, 50 years, I believe. You look great, though.
Well, appreciate it.
So that's it there. So it's around the corner. So you see Bosdag may have had his shoulders in front, which I know is part of what they're looking at, but that's why I'm not down there, and I'm very happy about
You're kind
that.
of watching Bosdag's arm there, kind of turning in a little bit, opening up, putting some pressure on the leg.
And they've done the second video board, and this means we will send it down to the ice level for the official ruling.
After review, we give penalty to skater number 9-7 from Turkey and give advancement for skater number 189 from Kazakhstan.
There you have it. So Bosdag is penalized. Kurmanov is advanced in addition to Bastier and Liu. And so that takes one of those third-place times off the table as you look at the incident.
So we're going to be watching the left arm of Bosdag on the exit of the turn, come down, making contact with the knee.
Maybe with that lane change in the corner from outside to in.
So Bosdag moving across, kind of entering in that outer lane and then pinching in on the exit of the turn.
So we can see that on the straightaway, they have the red lines. We can sort of see the lanes. It's more difficult on the corners.
It's certainly more difficult in the corner. You're kind of looking at the track that the skaters are skating relative to each other and how much are they coming across. And now skaters want to flirt with that line, because the more pressure the outside skater can put on the inside skater, the less that skater can exit the corner well, and it's going to lose a bit of speed to make that pass for the passing skater on the outside.
Go to the start. Right.
Heat number 7, Nurtalek Kajgali, one of the Nomads. He is one we have seen on World Tour a fair few times. Tobias Wolf, Austria, Sean McAnuff back for more after getting moved on in the 500 as one of the faster third-place skaters. Moonwon Jun wearing the full face shield inspired by the Velzebors from the Hungarian Falcons, and Linus August Risnes of the Norwegian Vikings. And this one up pretty quickly, it seems.
The face shield's growing on me. It was a little bit weird to get used to at first, but I see the advantages of it. Sometimes when you're wearing glasses, they can infringe on your field of vision. When you have your head down in an aerodynamic position, you kind of get caught up in the crossbar of your glasses frame. So there'll be none of that with that visor.
Although we have seen it, we have seen them knocked off as well, and so yeah, it's 6 of 1 maybe. But yeah, you get that full range of motion. Don't have to worry about the lenses and all that. And you do wonder what if someone's been in a wind tunnel to test it out. Is Kashgali, who is the top-seeded skater in this distance. Moon making a move up the inside and gets that to stick. And just in time for the bell, it is Moon Wonjun and of Kashgali. And it is Moon taking it, Kashgali, and then Tobias Wolf in third, and at approximately a 1:30 time, it would not be enough to get what is now 1 third place time to advance. Enzo Prost has the only available third place time right now, 1:27.342.
One of the side effects of the visor, the full face shield, and talking to the athletes, is that you really hear yourself breathing in it, and it takes some adjustment because you can hear how hard you're breathing, and sometimes you have to try to ignore that. You start questioning, am I working too hard? I can hear how hard I'm breathing right now, but I think that's something that you would probably get accustomed to fairly quickly.
So it's Moon and Kashgali going through. 2 heats to go. Just the 2 moving on. So heat number 8 has Metehan Atan of the Anatolian Pars, Nico Anderman, Austria, Liam O'Brien, the other Wolfhound, Ivan Martinic of the Croatian Dalmatians, and Rafael More of the Swiss Ibex. Atan is ranked 56th in this distance in the world. It's in Erzurum, in eastern Turkey. He actually started off as a ski jumper, did Metehan Atan, so bit of a change of pace.
Right.
There's Atan leading off the gun. It's Anderman right behind him. His brother Dominic skated 6 times in the short track world championships for Austria. Liam O'Brien, the man born in Australia, living in Korea, skating for Ireland.
That's a resume.
Yeah.
Anderman controlling the lead, shoulder checking, watching where his competitors are, ready to make a move.
Oh, that's a hard collision, shoulder to shoulder.
And I think the skate click right there just sent O'Brien off balance.
You could really hear the skates. It was the noise on that one, but Anderman almost completely nonplussed.
Yeah, depending on where you're at in your push, if you're on your outside edge, you get that click, it's going to be far easier for you to go down than a skater who's pushing on the inside edge. They're going to be a little bit more stable.
That is Atan on the front. And he will get the bell. Metehan Atan under some pressure. Martinic back there in third, and it is the man from Turkey getting up there for the win. Anderman crossing the line in second, but that it has been cleared, by the way. The click of the blade. You see the green dot briefly on the corner of your screen. That was
just a racing incident that occurs.
Here it is, right here. Just right there. Yeah, he was almost just, Anderman didn't do anything. It's O'Brien was bringing his skate over to just the front of his blade, clicked the back of Anderman's.
When you see when those skaters are striding and they're bringing their foot through, it is so close to the ice. And if you just have a little bit of a wobble or a bounce that have you toe in your skate, and that just sets you right off. Well executed race by Aton. He's sticking in the middle of the pack, conserving his energy, waiting for those final 2.5 laps to count down and strike on the outside.
So Enzo Prost is almost there as the only third place finisher to possibly advance. One more heat still to come. It has 4 skaters. Brandon Kim of the USA Eagles, Lucas Wareham of the Racing Rouge, Ben Jung of the Wolves, and Yaroslav Morozov of the Ukrainian Wildcats. Last race of the morning session, then we get a bit of a break, and yeah, this afternoon's going to be a long one. We do enjoy it. And they're just fixing up some of the ice where the incident was. O'Brien went down.
Als er niemand sneller is op plek 3, dan gaat Enzo Proost door naar de volgende ronde. Maar Manon van Hoeven, onze Nederlandse scheidsrechter, samen met Harald Jansen, wel even het ijs aan het inspecteren voor die laatste rit.
Get a look at the high-tech equipment they use. Squeegees and fire extinguishers.
Er wel 2 messen onder hun voet, hè.
Of course, gives the flash freeze on the ice they've attached in there.
Well, it looks like they kind of have a custom nozzle in that fire extinguisher to really direct onto the ice where they want, freeze that ice quickly.
Go to the start. Right.
And position 1, it is Brandon Kim, 23 years of age. Father John actually served as the team doctor for the U.S. national skating team once upon a time.
I always find Brandon Kim such a relaxed and calm skater. Depending where he's in, he's never panicking, nice, smooth, controlled passes. Always looking relaxed.
He made that inside move as Wareham was trying to go around the outside at the exact same time. But now here comes Jung, who's already advanced out of the 500 today, the Korean-born skater for Germany.
Brandon Kim utilizing that look between the legs, checking where the competitors are.
Wareham, these guys must know each other pretty well if they both do a lot of training in Salt Lake City. Still, Kim and Wareham inside, 2 to go. Ben Jung making a move, a little late up the inside, doesn't make that one stick. And he's just lost all his speed right now. And it looks like the front 2 will glide off into the distance.
Ben Jung, that was his one shot. You're kind of, when you're coming up to 1 to go, you know you're going to have one really good chance left at making a pass, because if you don't complete it, you're going to be losing a lot of your speed. That happened to Ben Jung there, just getting pinched off, losing his speed.
And the legs were cooked at that point. He almost shook. I thought a slight shake of the head, and he just went, nope, there's just nothing left in the tank. So we'll just wait for these results to be confirmed.
We have still one more thing to do. A big round of applause from all the schools.
That was the opportunity. Just then, it looked down and there was nothing left in the tank.
Brandon Kim and Lucas Wareham qualifying. Next round. And so did
well-controlled skate by Brandon Kim. He's really been making a name for himself this year on the World Tour. As you mentioned, still only 23 years of age. Young skater with a bright future ahead of him.
Collega's hier van de wedstrijd ontzettend bedanken, maar DJ Funky, jij kan dat natuurlijk veel beter. Nou, één keer proberen zo'n break en round of applause for all the competitors.
We'll just wait for the final results board to come up. There it is. No surprises, Kim and Wareham. And so just the one third place time moving on. That is Enzo Prost of the Belgian Ice Bears. Damir Kurmanov getting the advancement out of heat number 6. And so they will move into the heats.
Let op Tilburg, 3, 2, 1.
It was part of the afternoon session. We'll start with the 1,500-meter quarterfinals. We'll have 1,000s and 500 heats, as you see the list of all the qualifiers. And then we will finish with various relays. And that will set us up for the weekend. Look at all the qualifiers. There you go, Kurmanov advancing, and that will spell the end of the morning session. We're breaking for about 2 hours and 10 minutes, wherever you may be in the world. Enough time to stretch the legs, get some to eat. You'll be back with us for this afternoon. If you're watching on the ISU YouTube channel, keep an eye out for that link. It is different from this one. And so until 3 o'clock local time here in the Netherlands, my name is Gavin Day on behalf of everybody involved putting this together, and my analyst, Tyler Dara. We'll talk to you soon, and goodbye.
Hier in het ijsportcentrum van Tilburg. Nogmaals, top dat jullie er waren. Jullie hebben voor een fantastische dynamiek, fantastische energie. Dank jullie wel, scholen en Brabant.